Hello everybody, my name is Kara, and today I am here with the You're Not Good Enough book tag. This tag was created by Chammy from Is That Chammy, and I will link her original video down below. I wasn't tagged by anybody necessarily, but I've seen this tag sort of floating around again. I saw Manal and Her Books do it, and Book Cave also did a video on it, and it looked like so much fun, and I hadn't done it yet, so I'm tagging myself. So in this tag, you put 30 names in a cup, and there's a list of 15 questions, and you basically have to decide which character you would pick for each of these situations. I've got my plastic war paint travel cup full of my names, and I've mixed them. Hopefully I've mixed them enough. And let's get into it. Number 1, you only have one more spot on your spelling bee team. Who would you pick to complete your team? Let's see. First one is Akiva from the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy by Laini Taylor. And then the second one is Rosaline Tiramo from Still Star-Crossed by Melinda Taub. Okay. So I like Rosaline a lot better, and she's definitely really intelligent, but her book is set in like 16 or 1700s, so she probably wouldn't know a lot of our current words. So I guess I'm gonna go with Akiva. Yeah, I think he might be a good speller. He's had a lot of life experience. I don't know. But we're going with Akiva. Number 2, both characters want to kill you. Which one would you kill first so you have a better chance of surviving? Okay, we have Hava from The Golem and the Jinni by Helene Vecker, and Daystar from The Enchanted Forest Chronicles by Patricia C. Reed. Okay, so I'm sorry, Daystar. Like, I love you and you're a great character, but his superpower, for want of a better word, is basically politeness. And I don't think that's as much of a threat as Hava, who is made of clay, and she can be just like an absolute killing machine when she wants to be. So, assuming I was capable of it, I would definitely get rid of Hava first, even though I love her. No room for sentiment here, guys. Take no prisoners. Number 3, you're on The Bachelor/Bachelorette, and you're down to these two characters. Which one are you going to give your rose to? Alright, let's see. 1, 2. Okay. First character is Ginny Weasley from Harry Potter. And the second one is Armand from Crimson Bound by Rosamund Hodge. Okay, this is such an easy answer. I don't like Ginny. In the book, she's a lot better than the movie, but I still feel like her character got really boring after the first, like, 4 or 5 books. So she's gone. And Armand is, like, one of my top book boyfriends. He's just, like, so funny and smart and just... he's wonderful. If you haven't read Crimson Bound, you definitely should, and I'm definitely giving my rose to Armand. We'll be very happy together, even though his life is pretty dangerous. Number 4, you've been chosen for the Hunger Games. Who would most likely volunteer in your place? And 2. First choice is China Sorrows from the Skullduggery Pleasant series by Derek Landy. And the second choice is Draco Malfoy from Harry Potter. Okay. If we're being realistic, neither of these characters would volunteer for me, or for anyone probably, because self-preservation is a talent of both of theirs. God, this is really hard. I don't think this would make sense for either of them. Okay, I'm gonna say not Draco, because not only is he a little shit, but he's also kind of a coward a lot of the times, and he looks out for himself. So not him. And then even though China Sorrows also looks out for herself, I'm gonna say she'd be slightly more likely to, because she's so powerful that she might see it as something that's not even a threat. So theoretically, China would maybe volunteer for me. I'm gonna die in the Hunger Games, you guys. Neither of those characters would do anything about it. Number 5, you're stranded on an island. Which character would you sacrifice to engage in cannibalism? Okay, yikes. The school that I went to, I don't know if it's like a regional thing, but we put a lot of emphasis on learning about the Donner Party, that like group of people who got stuck in a mountain pass and had to eat each other. Like, we learned about that, must have been like 3 or 4 different times within a couple years. I don't know why that is, and it's a little weird. But moving on. Okay, so who am I gonna eat? Micah Bayar from the Seven Realms series by Cinda Williams-Chima, which I am currently halfway through. Or Kestrel from the Winners trilogy by Marie Rutkowski. So here's the problem. If we're looking at it analytically, like who would you want to keep around as an ally for getting out of the situation? Kestrel is a brilliant strategist, but Micah has magic powers. He's kind of an intimidating wizard. So I guess I would eat Kestrel. I guess I would sacrifice her because if we're in a life-threatening situation, like an immediately life-threatening situation, I think Micah's abilities would be more suited to get us out of there fast. Realistically, I feel like I would be the one to get eaten in that situation because I don't bring as much to the table as those two. Number 6, you are the next DC/Marvel superhero with your own TV show, of course. Who is your sidekick? Let's see. First choice, Edmund Pevensey from The Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis, or Ahmad from The Golem and the Genie by Helene Vecker. I think I'm gonna go with Ahmad because he's the genie, or the Ginny from that story, and having Ginny powers would be kind of a cool thing in a superhero show, so that would kind of make sense. And I guess I'm gonna say no to Edmund because, frankly, him being pushed to the side was what got us into trouble in the Narnia books. So that's my choice. Ahmad is my sidekick. Number 7, you're a manager of an avocado admiring company. Who would you fire for lack of communication skills? This is even funnier to me because I live in California, so an avocado admiring company seems like something that could happen. Okay, Castle Sharp from the Curse Workers trilogy by Holly Black, and Liesel Meminger from The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak. Okay, because Castle, he cannot relate to people in a normal way, but he's a con artist, so he's brilliant at like telling people what they want to hear. Whereas Liesel, I guess I'm gonna fire Liesel because she's kind of young to have that amount of people skills, and I also feel like Castle would actually be really good at like manipulating people, like kind of getting them to see things his way. So sorry Liesel, but you're getting fired. Number 8, you've just finished a book in which your favorite character dies. Which character is most likely to comfort you? Here we go. So, Elizabeth Bennet from Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, or Jason Clay from the Lunar Chronicles series by Marissa Meyer. Okay, this is pretty easy. Jason is not a warm and fuzzy person. He would definitely not comfort me, but I think Lizzie would, because even though she's kind of sassy, she's also got a basically good heart, and she's also a big reader, so I feel like she would relate to my pain. Number 9, ugh, it's high school. Who would most likely be part of the popular clique? Okay. First choice is Poe from Graceling by Kristen Cashore, and my other option is Pearl from Drink, Slay, Love by Sarah Beth Durst. This one's really easy too. So Pearl is like this glamorous vampire who's sort of in the vampire equivalent of the mafia, but she's really funny and she can be kind of charming when she wants to be, and she like puts bullies in their place, and she's also beautiful and she knows it. Whereas Poe, like, I love him and he's one of my other book boyfriends and he's so sweet and wonderful and funny, but Pearl is like the vampire version of Regina George, except with a slightly better conscience. Number 10, the day has arrived. You're finally a year older. Who would have the nerve to forget your birthday? Let's see. Okay. The first one is Howl from Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones. Without even checking the other one, I feel like he's a good candidate. And the other one is Rochelle from Crimson Bound by Rosamund Hodge. So, Howl would definitely forget my birthday. I think even though Rochelle has a lot going on in her life, what with like fighting the forces of evil and all of that, Howl is just, like, his personality type is the kind of person who would forget things constantly. Like, he's so scatterbrained and self-centered, he would definitely forget my birthday. And that's assuming that he ever knew it in the first place. Number 11, you've just found an upcoming booktube star. Who would it most likely be? Henry Crawford from Mansfield Park by Jane Austen, and Carswell Thorne from the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. I feel like these are very similar characters in certain ways. I'm gonna say Thorne would be the up-and-coming booktube star because he's really funny and charming and good-looking, and I feel like he just would be a very, like, he would have a lot of presence on the camera. And even though Henry Crawford is like a great performer and he's also really charming, he's slightly more sleazy. or a lot more sleazy, so I think that Thorne would have more mass appeal. You even imagine Thorne with a booktube channel, I would definitely watch that, so I guess that's the idea. Number 12, sleepover time. Unfortunately, you can only invite one person. Who would you invite? Let's see. Queen Lavanna from the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer, or Holly Short from Artemis Fowl by Owen Colfer. Definitely Holly. I love her. She's one of my favorite female characters of all time. I feel like we would have so much fun just hanging out and probably talking trash about people, but it'd be a great time. And she's also just such a like fun and like friendly person in general, kind of. Lavanna would murder me as soon as look at me, so I would never invite her anywhere. Number 13. Bam! You're pregnant. Who's the father/mother? Okay, first choice is Shiara from the Enchanted Forest Chronicles by Patricia C. Reed. And the second one is Artemis Fowl from the Artemis Fowl books by Owen Colfer. Okay, this is weird because Artemis is a teenager for the majority of the series, or the whole series. Shiara's got some anger issues though, so I don't think she would necessarily make a great mom. If we're talking like years in the future where it would be age appropriate, I think Artemis, for all his faults, would be a better caretaker than Shiara would. Maybe. I don't know. They'd both be awful, let's be honest. Number 14. You've just written a super important text. Who would see it but not reply? Cress from the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer, or Victor Crumb from Harry Potter. Ooh. Cress would never do that. She's so sweet, and I feel like she'd be really worried about offending people, so she would never read a message and not reply. Victor, he seems like a really nice person, but he's painfully shy, even more than Cress, I think. So I feel like Victor would maybe leave me on red because he's not sure how to respond to something, and then he'd forget to answer it. Let's go with that. He's busy. He's an international Quidditch player. And finally, number 15. You've just woken up and it's time for breakfast. Your mom's been replaced by who? And the last two here are Vivenna from Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson and Christine Daae from The Phantom of the Opera by Gaston Leroux. Ugh. I would definitely rather have Vivenna as part of my family. I feel like Christine has more of like the motherly instinct, but I can't stand her for like a majority of the book, so Vivenna's gonna be my mom, even though logically she might not make sense. Okay, you guys, those are all of the questions. That was the You're Not Good Enough book tag. That was a lot of fun to do. I hope it was at least somewhat interesting to watch. I don't know who has done this tag, so I'm just gonna say anybody who sees this who hasn't done it, you're tagged, because I love watching this tag video and I think other people would enjoy it too. So definitely just do it if you feel like it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you soon with another video, and I hope you love the next book you read. Bye!